Hello, Capricorn. This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting July 7th, 2025. Capricorn, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to the channel. I appreciate you. The deck I am using is, of course, a deck that I've gone to for when I did general love readings here, so it wouldn't be no surprise to you, but it will be listed in the description box if anyone should happen to want to know. All right, so let's see what the potential energy here is for Capricorn. I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July. Very safe one. All right, energy surrounding Capricorn. What's energy Capricorn has to look forward to this week? Energies for Capricorn. All right, so we have one that popped out. We're going to use that one. This is the Five of Swords here that popped out while shuffling Capricorn. So the Five of Swords is just basically having to do some internal thoughts, maybe going within to, decide upon something. It could be a decision or an action internally, and then externally, you could be dealing with some sort of conflicting energies involving others, right? And I always say Five of Swords is, fives are just temporary energies. If they are, come across that energy, it's not going to be something that's long term. I just feel that in this case, the same remains true for you guys, that if it does express itself towards you, it's not going to be something that's going to stick around. I think that maybe you're feeling like this week you're going to be pulled in, several directions, energetically, in terms of, a decision or an action. And I also read the Five of Swords as making sure that, Capricorn, you're going about your business, not allowing other people to play head games or mind games with you. And then also, too, you may have something or own something that someone is envious of. All right, so that's the Five of Swords here. We're going to start off with the Queen of Pentacles, your own energy. So money is looking good, strong. So this would, of course, represent the boss in the workplace environment. It could also represent the creditors. Could definitely represent that your money, your financial situation, is, for some of you that I'm reading for, is on solid ground, or it could be for the other Capricorns that I'm reading for, it's about to become solid. All right. Good money handlers. This is you, of course. So, you're always there, dependable, reliable, accountable, always nurturing others, caretaking for others, always willing to lend a helping hand. It doesn't always have to relate to a source of money. Okay. That is the Queen of Pentacles. So that could still be a job offer, contract offer, anything involving any types of businesses. Okay, that's the Queen of Pentacles. Up next now we have the King of Cups. Wow, King of Cups is here, father of all love. Of course, he's nurturing, caring, very supportive. He's surrounded by his family in this particular picture. Very intuitive, so pay attention to your intuition this week. He's here to help guide you as far as your intuition is concerned. And to receive the King of Cups in this spread for you, Capricorn, could mean that you're already receiving that type of energy from those that are, closest to you, your family members, friends, romantic partners. Following the Queen of Pentacles, it could be co-workers. So yeah, also the King of Cups has the ability to form and bring together romantic partnerships as well as platonic friendships. Very loving kind of energy here. This represents male energy, so it could be your father, your husband, your boyfriend, your brother, your uncle. Did I say grandfather? Yeah, could be that too. Six of Cups follows the King of Cups here. Feeling nostalgic, some of you this week, possibly going down memory lane, thinking of your memories from your past in terms of your childhood. Excuse me, even number of cups. So emotionally, what you give is what you're going to get back. Some of you could be, memorializing someone that you were close to or once knew. They're now over in spirit. So the dates that would be associated, and this is just something I come up with, Capricorn, July 7th through the 13th or the 14th is 7 days. So could be anything involving their passing date or their birthday. However, typically the Six of Cups for those Capricorns who have not lost anyone may not have seen any, friends, family members, somebody that you were linked with romantically for, an extended period of time. These people are thinking about you. And then, do not be too surprised if you hear from these people. They reach out and try to want to connect with you. All right. That is the Six of Cups. Following the Six of Cups, now we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. New conversations, of course, with new people, but it could be new conversations with existing people, first actions and first moves. You can also look at the Page of Swords as the Five of Swords, being a reduction of that Five of Swords energy, having to feel like you're being pulled and trying to make a decision. Now you narrowed it down to one. So that's why I said don't really worry about the Five of Swords too much. If it does express itself, here you are. The Page of Swords I also read as someone could be taking up some sort of new investment or interest in you. They may be checking you out through social media. This could be a neighbor, this could be a coworker, this could be a friend. If we get the Moon or the Seven of Cups, these people may come forward to let their intentions known. However, this Page of Swords is oftentimes read as just, receiving information. That information, however you access information, it could be just regular news, watching the TV, reading the newspaper, picking up information from social media. That represents the Page of Swords. All right, so following the Page of Swords here for you, Capricorn, now I'm not reading reversals. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So Knight of Pentacles is for those Capricorns who are already engaged. This is one of my marriage cards in this deck, so it could be that someone gets married this week. Remote chance of that happening. And then the Knight of Pentacles will still be for okay, let me rephrase that. Let me go back here because I said the Knight of Pentacles is for those people who are engaged in committed relationships. No, that's the Knight of Cups. All right, so I drifted there for a minute, but the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm so glad that I'm able to catch stuff and correct it as I'm going along. That's just the type of reader that I am. If I make a mistake, I try to correct it as we move along or as I come across it. But anyway, the Knight of Pentacles is still would be one of my marriage cards. This is one of my marriage cards in this deck here. So, but the Knight of Pentacles basically is about an offering of a job. It's about possibly a contract offer. This is one of my financial independent cards as well. Again, going on, and the mirror's over here to the Queen of Pentacles. So, I said earlier that your financial situation for some Capricorns that I'm reading for is on solid ground, or your financial situations for the other Capricorns is about to turn into something very solid. Okay, so that is the Knight of Pentacles there. Following the Knight of Pentacles, now we have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, this reading is all about you, Capricorn. Money is coming in, or it could be coming in from expected or unexpected sources here. Again, a job offer, creditors. You got both the King and the Queen. Now you have the Knight as well. Since he's on the horse, then that could be what I would term or describe as money coming your way. Okay, since money is arriving or some sort of financial interest is arriving towards you. Again, he's the same energy that I just talked about, referring to the Queen, dependable, reliable. This could be you. Good money handlers. These people are usually involved in any types of financial, or the financial world, investment, savings, banking. Dependable, reliable, never selfish, never stingy, always there, willing to help out, liking the finer things in life, willing to share that energy with other people. So you got several people here in this spread. You got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, you have the Page of Swords, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and now you have the King of Pentacles. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of interactions going on with some people, and it may be work related, it may be business related, but there's people here that you're going to be definitely interacting with. All right, so the Seven of Wands is the card that I always say, if there's any actions or decisions that you have to carry out this week, always follow through, Capricorn, because if you don't, this is the card that represents regrets. Standing your ground, okay? So don't submit to yourself and don't allow others to um, change your mind about any decisions or actions that you're about to undertake this week. If you don't, then you'll be fine. Then you don't have to worry about any types of regrets. Following that, we have these. Look at that. The major arcana of the sun is in the spread now. Okay, so the most powerful card in the tarot deck. So this is about you. Okay, happiness, success, feeling childlike. Just answer to any question that you have for yourself. This is my health card. So some of you could be going through the week having to do some sort of health exams or checkups, any types of orders written by the doctors for laboratory work, blood work, x-rays. That's all, part of that. This could be the Capricorn that works in the health industry, living in Florida, California, as I always say in the past. Could be traveling to those two destinations or somewhere else that's warm, sunny, and welcoming. Feeling very energetic this week, very vibrant. Like I said, successful. The sun also comes in here to offer healing energies in any area that may need healing for you. Okay, and also blessings. So you may be offered or given some sort of blessings this week. Major Arcana of the Sun. Now we have the Three of Pentacles. It's all about that money. Three of Pentacles is a card that always comes through when it comes to some sort of form of recognition that may come your way. Capricorn, it could come straight from your employer through like a small pay raise. Acknowledgement of, it's usually an acknowledgement of completion of some sort of assignment or a task. Now, the task or assignment could take place in work, but it could be outside of work and you've done something. Say maybe you worked on a project on your own, or could have been in collaboration with someone else, and then you complete the project. So you could be congratulating the person that you collaborated with. Could be congratulating yourself, thanking yourself, just being proud of yourself. I also read the Three of Pentacles as possibly being introduced to somebody new. And of course, it sits under the Page of Swords, where I said that new conversations can take place with new people. Also, I always assign workplace love affairs and attractions to the Three of Pentacles. So Monday, the energies are going up on the 7th. So by Wednesday, the 9th, there could be some sort of recognition coming your way. All right, so up next now we have the Tower. Okay, so the Tower is here, not to worry. Tower is always about shock and devastation, and the mirror's over here to the sun. If you followed me, have been following me, you know that if the Tower and the sun shows up in the same spread, I always get power outages, losses. And it so happened last week when the same energy showed up in another video. And it was in my area where, 10,000 people lost power due to, we had heavy rainstorms and there was a tornado in that particular area. The area I'm talking about is only 20 miles from where I live. And actually that's where my sister lived, but she actually lost power for a couple hours, but she was okay. So that's what I get. When the Tower and the sun is present in the spread, there's an expectancy of power outages. I always come up with, it could be equipment or device breakdowns, mechanical breakdowns. It could be our weather. It could be anything that's going on that's shocking and devastating that may come to you in the form of, something happening to other people. Now, just because it's in your spread doesn't necessarily mean the card is here or the energy is going to do something devastating or shocking to you. Now, it does cross mirror over here to the Queen of Pentacles. And if you notice the four corners here, the Tower sits underneath the Knight of Pentacles. It cross mirrors over here to the Queen of Pentacles. It mirrors over here to the King of Pentacles. So the Tower shaking up some sort of financial situation that I've been, reading in the past that it could involve businesses. Okay, something going on with businesses, major businesses. So we could be hearing about closures, bankruptcies, We could hear something going on, specifically about the stock market becoming affected. Okay, but that's what I get. I get businesses that we may hear about next week, and whether or not that's shocking or devastating to you, it all depends on what store or what business is coming to some sort of close or is going to be making some sort of changes due to just the timing, the elements of what's happening through what's been happening with everybody. People downsizing, companies downsizing, and laying off, consolidating. That could be the tower. Also, I advise you when the tower is here not to get yourself involved in any types of, petty arguments or fights, or not necessarily petty in this case. Don't avoid that at all costs, okay? Because it's not going to turn out to be too pretty for you. And also, to a caution here, because we have all these pentacles that are surrounding this tower, not to get yourself engaged into any types of energies, exchanges with coworkers, bosses. Okay, so be careful here. All right, so I'm not going to throw a clarifier on that tower because the tower is uncontrollable. It's be throwing cards all day. We don't know how it's going to express itself. So I'm not going to say it'll be a waste of my time, but it's not going to be the tower. If it's going to affect people, it affects people differently. So it just would be pointless for me just to throw a card just to see that whatever I come up with, it may just be one specific thing for one, specific person. No, so I'm not going to do that. Not this time around. But additional messages here, and just note that even though the sun is in your spread, it will take down the energy of this tower. But I always get this connection about power losses, outages, mechanical device shortages and stuff like that. All right, so additionally here for you Capricorn, now we have the World card. That's also going to take down the energy of the tower. The World card represents opportunities, so always be on the lookout for things that are coming your way in terms of opportunities. Create your own opportunities. There's a chapter of energy that's ending for you Capricorn. A new chapter is about to open up. This world card here also represents relationships, all relationships. Then we have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands I read as the type of energy that could be coming to you real fast in terms of, some sort of news. Okay, it could be with all these people here. It could be any one of these individuals coming together to deliver some sort of good news to you, put a smile on your face. It's always an element of surprise. Beginning stages of passion. You may be the Capricorn that, is the initiator of starting up a new romantic relationship. It could be a platonic friendship. It could be a business partnership. Yeah, but it comes in very, very fast. All right. Or you could be the Capricorn that, just initializes starting up a new hobby or take up a new creative pursuit. Last card here for you, Capricorn. Now we have the major arcana, the devil. This is your energy here, and whether it's the devil or not, it makes the reading that much more powerful, because I always say that the card that represents you, the major arcana that represents your sign, when it shows up in your spread, that means your reading energies are going to be that much more stronger. All right. So and not necessarily negative. I feel that it's going to be positive. But whenever the devil shows up here, and there's two devils in this deck, it's always the type of situation where you have to have some sort of discussion, bringing up energies from the surface, bringing it out into the open about something you're doing, Capricorn, that keeps you. It's a repeating type of energy. It's a type of energy where you feel like you're addicted to something or someone. If it's bad personal habits, those are the things that you need to have discussions with, bring up and have discussions with about. Okay. If it's toxic energies, whether it's, you're involved in toxic relationships, and now it could be, the toxicity could be not only involving, romantic relationships. It could be platonic friendships. It could be your home environment. It could be your community. It could be your work. but a discussion needs to be made because there's something that's unhealthy right here that's around you. And the devil lures you in. He casts that energy out there. So not only do we have to deal with obsession, but we also have to deal with or face energies when it comes to unrequited love, the addictions that I mentioned, your drinking, smoking, gambling, sex, could be other people's drinking, gambling, smoke, or sex. And it could be, if it's, involving other people, then it may be um, the energies between the exchange of energies that you have with these people that may be affecting the relationship overall. Okay, you could be the Capricorn that I'm reading for that just, works too much. You're obsessed. Not that you're obsessed, but you just dive all your energy into your work. You guys are hard workers and you love to work. I know several, because my mother was a Capricorn, but she used to work all the time. And I know several other Capricorns that I work with personally. That's all they did was work, 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 work. And so, whether you have set some goals for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that, but then usually when you put in too much time and energy, giving it to your work and whatnot, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that because, you might be striving for some sort of success in an area or a particular area that you want to accomplish. But then there may be other, areas of your life that are suffering because of it, like your social life, your family life, your romantic life, your friendship life, whatever. Okay. So whatever is going on here, the devil is just here just to be as a reminder, not to forget to have these talks about possibly changing up some sort of behavior that you keep constantly repeating. All right, so this is what I have for us this week, Capricorn. Again, just me interpreting these messages here for you. Take what's going to work for you, you guys. Because you have the tower here, I always throw in that extra word of caution and safety. Don't be paranoid. You'll be all right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Capricorn, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.